Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. You're here with me, Stevie K and Sri, or shall I say Steve and Sri, because our channel's like Steve. It's just that everyone used to call me Stevie K. That's why I started off our social media journey. Just thought, let's just go with Stevie K. But now we've changed our channel name, if you can see.
I just feel like it.
Steve and Sri.
Yeah, it just feels more personal, don't you think?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though our podcast on Spotify will still be the best cup of podcast, it still is the case. So that's still our sort of brandy kind of name. But we thought there's so many things that we doing or want to do that, hey, let's just stick to our names kind of thing.
It's also because when we do get emails from whether it's companies and stuff, they don't write, hey, best couple podcast.
Yeah.
They're always like, hey, Steve and Sri.
Or whatever other channels we got or things that we're doing. It's always like, hey, Steve and Sri. And so when... okay, you know what? Let's just stick to our names.
Yeah.
And it's what people, whenever they bump into us, is like, yeah, you Stephen Street.
It's really weird that you say that because a lot of people started calling you Kenny as well. Because on this podcast, I call you Kenny sometimes, or it just
my
slips
name's
out
not
my
Kenny.
It slips out. It's something I've called him from the moment we got together.
Yeah,
really, haven't it? And people have been calling it you.
They have. They have. So it's no, it's not my
Kenny.
name. She also
His
calls
nickname.
me Kay, so you know, just because the initial of our surname.
You look like Kenny though.
Oh, don't.
An Indian version.
Anyway, guys. Yeah, before we get into the subject matter, if you're new to our channel, basically we like to give you guys a little bit of an update of what we've been up to, how we've been feeling, like a week update. It's like a sort of, we probably would have to start a newsletter or something at some point.
Yeah.
But it's just like there's people going, yeah, we're coming for whatever you're talking about, which more or less is about love, marriage, relationships, lifestyle, personal growth. Mm-hmm. That's us. It's because of what we've had to sort of endure during this time.
It's our journey, isn't it? I think that's what we cover, yeah.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's just like people are going, but we also want to know, not just about those stuff, those things that you guys are here to tell us about, or, that would help us, but about you guys, because we don't want to portray or try to act like everything is amazing all the time, because it's not. And not only that, but at the same time, where we were and how far we've come, because otherwise it feels like, when you just like look at and tell people where you are now, it removes all that hard work that you've done. It just removes that, oh my God, all those years that you worked your ass off, or you didn't have a clue, or you was totally lost.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, and those are the important parts of life, the growth that we've had together and the things that we've taken away and we've learned, the hard way, with no help, support. We just didn't know anyone. We've had to really figure it out for ourselves and then giving that advice to other people. And it's really nice doing what we do, having people reach out to us various ways, emails here, there, everywhere, and telling us that they're inspired by, and it's so, I think it's so, the thing is, it's really weird because I don't see us.
Sometimes our kids even see that, they look at, it's just, they look at us and just go, it's mum and dad.
Yeah.
You know
and
what
I just
mean?
see us as me and you.
And we just like going, it's us. And, you just like look at it like that. It's when, like I said, when Street said, when people are DMing us or when we meet them and they stand and we start talking and they're like going, oh my God, your relationships and what you like talk about, how it's either helped us, or when people are doing like contact us for a one-to-one, consultation kind of thing. Yeah. It's like, because either they're going through difficulties in themselves. It's not all people in relationships and married and stuff like that, or, people who are also single, hoping for the future of, I want that.
And there's a lot of people who actually are fearful of leaving you comments or messages or anything saying this stuff. And they've actually opened up and spoken about it. So they've had to directly message us because they don't like leaving messages and stuff. And I think that's just really nice. Like hearing that kind of positiveness back inspires you to do a bit, not even a bit, do more.
Yeah. And I think if we talk about how our week's gone before we go into, because we do want to talk about how, we do model ourselves on other people, certainly, especially the people that are around us. Yeah. But before we go into that, it's been it's been not a bad week, to be honest, since that last one. If you see the last podcast, Street wasn't well for a couple of weeks.
That's because I've fed him. I've fed him well. He's not been eating.
What about you?
What do you mean?
You're the one who wasn't well.
Yeah.
So you fed me and you got
I have
better.
not been well, but it's a good week for you. I'm a lot better, but I think for you, the week's been good because you're eating well. That's what I mean.
Well. I'm training well. I feel good, and honestly,
it's probably the most training you've done in a long while.
In a very long while. I'm getting back into it.
Dad Tom's going.
It's already,
And you know what? We were watching a movie last night. And I just had to tell him, I said, oh my God, you've lost a lot already. What are you doing? You've been to this new place for 2 weeks.
It's only 2 weeks,
people. And you know what? He turned around and said, well, because there's some fit birds there.
I did not say that. Those ain't my words. I did not say fit birds.
Okay, so what did you say then? More or less, I'm just saying.
You just said, oh, guys, there's some like really pretty girls.
And you said there's a lot.
Of course.
You said there's about 20.
I did not say fit birds, though.
Okay.
Those words I did not use.
You might as well have. The way you said it before. I was like going,
oh, yeah.
The way you said it before.
It motivates you.
Exactly. I might as well say fit birds. But before where he was going.
See, if a man said fit birds, then he'll be like inappropriate. But if a woman says fit birds, then it's okay.
No, if I saw a fit bird, I'll tell her she's fit. But if
you
said
like to be called fit birds, though. See, this is what we like. We're not, even though we're here to talk about certain things, we don't do it in the way that, oh God, you know what, we're gonna talk to you like experts, or we're teachers teaching children. We just gotta be us. Yeah.
I don't
Life
know.
is about fun and
well, it depends on who's saying it, I guess. If I don't know, creepy man was walking past me and went fit, which I've had many times, you're like, oh, you just want to go and have a shower.
So if someone was attractive looking, then it's okay for them to say fit. But okay. I'm talking about women. Would women like the word? Like being called fit birds?
It depends on who's saying it. Like
by handsome men?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Or even a fit woman herself, or a nice girl, like... Yeah, it would. Would you like it if a grandma came up to you and fit man? Like, in the way she eyed you up and said it? Because us women get that.
You know what? Us guys don't get much at all, so we'll take away what's coming.
I'm sure that's why
if anyone turns around and says, you're looking good, I'm like, thank you so much. At least someone acknowledged.
I'm surprised he left the old gym, because that's where the old women were.
People. Not only that, they're lovely people.
So if you watch the last couple of podcasts, I did mention in there, his
people.
old gym, I don't know, he's adopted a lot of... grandmas and moms at this gym, and he has not, the way his appearance is, the way he looks, I don't know what he goes there for, to talk to these old people, feel like he's got family. Okay, not all of them, but he does no work, and he's come back for a whole 2 years.
I think it was socializing more. It was just like knowing, and sometimes we need that.
2 years.
But now...
You've been going for 2 years, paying for a gym for 2 years.
3, actually.
Even worse. 3 years, not made any changes in you, and you've been at this place for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, people.
And I can already see the difference.
I know.
So now if I was to waste that much money for 3 years, you would go ape shit.
No, I wouldn't.
So I'm going to make sure the 3 years worth of money that you've had, that's pocketed, I'm going to use it to what I want. Well, I wouldn't waste it, though. Yeah, he goes there to socialise. He used to go there to socialise. Have you made any friends, by the way, yet?
No. I'm actually focused on my training.
So
no.
No fit birds coming your way.
I'll start working out with them soon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. So, Stevie K is enjoying the gym.
Anyway, so that's what's happened. So that's been a positive. Food, training. Work-wise, if you can see, look, we changed the layout because...
Make things easier for us.
It was a pain in the ass. If you guys don't know, we've got several channels, and I'm working on like Magic Flicks and Cooler Talks, which are sort of our reaction review movie channels, because I am a movie fan kind of thing, and it's what I've studied in and stuff like that. But going back up and down and doing podcasts, different videos, so many different stuff, and Street's working on different projects, which I'm not going to talk about yet. People,
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I said something that I shouldn't have said? And so, she's working elsewhere, doing other things, hence why I'm working by myself. But it's like the constant up and down, resetting, having to, people who don't know about content creating or YouTube or all that kind of stuff. It's not simple as, sometimes people say stick an iPhone or something.
People just think it's so
press
easy.
record and just go on with it.
No,
when you've got a camera and you have to do things like the color, like the white balance and the contrasting and getting the lights right, which isn't always perfect because again, depending on the weather or neighbors knocking and doing work.
God, before we even said, I don't know what was going on. It's like they always pick the perfect time, our neighbors. Either they're gardening, they've got the lawnmower out, or they're banging away at something, or the dog's just having a Benny. Like there's always something, and today was a day.
So when you've got all that kind of stuff, you and you've got so much work to do, you want to eliminate all this other kind of stuff. Or get yourself another camera, which is...
It's not even that. It's not that. It's like you get yourself another camera. It's still like you have to have different rooms to have... Because we do different things. You have a reaction channel. You want to make it as comfortable as possible for you. Just switch on and just get your work done. When it's this, it's a different whole vibe altogether as well. You can't sit in the same room. Well, you can.
I will be for a while because I'm not going to move stuff for some time until we get,
If you're doing a lot of different things, then it is hard because you're obviously taking your equipment back forth, whatever else not, and that's what we are doing. Yeah. We don't just focus on one thing, do we? So if we did, we would just be okay.
Yeah, then there isn't an issue or a problem. But see, and this is again us two sharing that our journey. Even when you're content creating, you're doing this work, and we work together majority of the time. It's not always simple because we're always either waiting for each other or we've got to set up things. And last week we said I was setting up and she was coming. But now if we can, eliminate like the other distractions and other work, you could probably create more and do more. Focus more on your content than you do on everything else.
Yeah.
So
and we've spoke about that properly this morning. I said, look, you need to just sort something out today because you can't keep saying, because it stresses me out hearing you say every week. It's like, well, what are you going to do about it? So we figured it out. Yeah. Finally.
More or less. We're getting there. And this is, again, it's the whole thing about, even individually or as together, it's constantly improving. And that's one thing, when you're first together in a relationship, you don't think like that. You just think that you're together and it's all fun and you just get on with stuff. I've got to go and do my job. You've got to do your work. Then you have your children, or you tidy up or buy furniture for your house. Yeah. Or you go and meet family. You just it's automatic, isn't it? Yeah. You just live in, which is nothing wrong. But many times just normal living, certainly when you become like empty nesters and kids move, sometimes people look at themselves and thinking, oh, have we actually improved in ourselves or in our relationship? Have we actually got a relationship? Yeah. Do you know? Yeah. And I think that's when many people start questioning or start looking, going, okay, now we haven't got other people to talk to, other distractions, other, helping this child out or that child out. Now what about us?
Free time.
What about us? Yeah. And I think we've now gone past that point. We did feel the same.
It's okay, just didn't it? Like, to really get over that, like, because it was constantly, we were either with one child, fixing, sorting, there was always something, taking, dropping, doing something for them. And then you left. Yeah. Like, what? Where, what, who are we?
Yeah. And certainly when I was in our situation, everyone's situation is the same. And this is why I always say, it's not a one size fits all. You guys got to look at your own personal circumstances, how things are. We didn't have the help and support like other people might have, family and friends and stuff. So when...
can I stop you there? You saying that. I watched, I don't know if you know of Stacey Solomon.
Yeah.
I absolutely love her because I feel like she reminds me of me. She's so lovable because she doesn't care what people think of her.
You're so modest. She reminds me of me because she's so lovable.
She's just so lovable because what? People
so are you trying to say you're so lovable? Probably,
are
you so lovable?
I am. I'm adorable.
Okay.
I am. I'm adorable.
You know what? And not only that, it's not bad because Sri never was happy, A, with how she looked, B, with how she was, or anything like, you know what I mean? She looked at everyone else and always complimented everyone else, always put her own self down. And this is why I thought I might as well just share this. See, this is what we've had to grow and learn ourselves. So for her to be able, even if anyone was to give her a compliment, not just about the looks, about anything, she'll look at herself and like going, anyone can do that. Anyone is that. Everyone should be that.
Or even when you say it to me, one thing you hate about me is...
If I say to Sri at any point, like, she'll always go, there's men out there who are always making these I only want comments or compliments from my partner, right? So anytime I used to make her a compliment, no matter what, and this I'm talking about, it's only more or less recently in the past year or so, things have changed. I will say, you're looking beautiful, or, I love the way that you got this, that, and the other. She will have to go straight away to the mirror to have a look, to double take, to see what's he on about.
He's lying.
He's lying. And it would be like that. So for her to basically ever And this is what I'm trying to say to other women out there and men. Sometimes, you know what, people might think of it as ego or, you know, arrogance or something, but many times we don't see what's good about us, and we're not able to say what's good about us.
Yeah.
Because, you know, no one else has either probably said it, or we don't always see it or feel it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So with Sri saying that, even though I'm saying, oh yeah, modest.
No, but the thing is, you're saying modest. I'm not saying anything about my appearance. I'm saying she's adorable in the sense that not look-wise.
No, but I'm just saying, you saying that, oh God, you know, about yourself, if you said I'm adorable, I'm lovely, you know what, I am lovely. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I'm
I don't think I could even turn around and say, I'm gorgeous, or I'm not. I wouldn't.
It's about time, like, you know, for your personality of who I am or how I am.
Where I didn't.
Sorry, I know we go everywhere.
No, see, we go off tangent. The thing is, we're talking about. You were saying that
Stacey Solomon.
Yeah, and also having not support and stuff. I'm going to go back to that, but it is we go off tangent, like, because there's so much to share, and that is one thing with me. I have found it very, very difficult in just accepting myself, and even that part, that's where I was going to get to. Adorable, I would never say. I would be like, oh God, I'm so cringe, or like, you know, embarrassed or of being who I am. But now, and like you said, going back, it has only been like a year, and I can't wait to talk about why and how that's changed, and the things that I've had to adopt and learn, and about myself. And these are things that people don't know that they're carrying for years on end, and the reasons behind it, like having to really dig deep to know why I was like that, has really helped me so much, because you just don't know, you're not aware. Life, like you said, life takes over, and it's all about moving forward in what you're doing, buying a house, kids, this, that, the other. And I've grown more in this year. I feel like in the bloody 26 years we've been married, so much, like I've learned so much about me, and I know there's still so much more to learn. Now, when I say cute and adorable, I'm saying it in the sense that part, even that side of me, I used to find, like, if I say or make a joke, I'll be like, oh God, cringe, that I'm embarrassed. I don't want to, like, take part in things because I'd feel like I'm not good enough, or I'm going to embarrass myself. Now, if I embarrass myself, I don't care less. I'm like, I think it's cute, even if I F up lines, even if I do something on TikTok that, you know, might be cringe. I don't care what anyone else thinks, where that is one thing that really was so important to me. Like, oh my God, what is everyone else thinking about me? Or just stay out of whatever everyone else is doing, just because you might make a fool of yourself. Now, I don't care if I tumble in front of a million people. Do you know what I mean? Or like,
please don't do that.
You know, I wouldn't care. I'd get back up and I'd be like, yeah, sorry guys, you know, shit happens. But that's it with her. I'm saying, I don't know what podcast it was, but I saw a short clip, and I really want to find it because I think she's amazing. She's fun, cute. She's just so witty, and she's so fucking smart as well. And people like really criticize her as well. They make out, they say she's like a blonde bimbo, this, that, the other. Like, she's so lovely, and I love her family, like how she's with her kids and her partner, and they do so much together. I love that, you know, the family bond. Although they are like they're not content, they are celebrities, to be honest. They are.
Okay.
And her family means everything to her. But she was on this podcast, and she was saying that it takes a village to raise a whole village to raise kids. And she was like, she's got a youngster at 9 months, I think.
Okay.
And she's got older 2 sons. They're obviously probably a little younger than our kids and stuff, but she's got 4 of them as well. And she was just like, I could never do it myself. She goes, I'm so grateful that I've got my parents, his parents, you know, family. There's always someone. If I've got to go, she goes, it's either us or one or the other looking after the kids. But she goes, we've always got that helping hand, you know, and we have never had that. It's been so rare. It's been off and on. It's, oh, we'll see if we can. Or it's always been the struggle for us. That, and I was just thought, shit, we did it though. Like, listening to her last night, I really wanted to see her, the comment section, what people were saying, because that's the only part of the podcast that was there, that she was really going into how you need family, you need people.
Right.
And how it makes your life so much easier. And then looking at her comment section, there were a fair few people, and I thought, you know what? We're not the only people who go through this. There's a lot of those in the comments. You're so lucky, you've got that.
It is.
I don't have that. You know, whether the parents have passed on or whether they just don't have a relationship with the parents.
It doesn't mean like they're whatever the reason.
It's been a hard.
It's like
hardship. So there's people who are gonna understand.
When you've got people who support you or are there for you, you have to count it as a blessing.
Yeah.
And certainly it is the people who don't have that are the ones who, find it difficult. And we did, regardless of getting where you are, it's you just hoping that you can have people around, or somehow give you some sort of support. It doesn't have to be like looking after your kids, or helping you pay financially. Just sometimes just someone to talk to that you can openly be yourself, kind of thing. When we have issues, just be able to go and speak to someone, not to slag off your partner, but to just more or less going, okay, there's an issue here, but I want to go out there and just do something. So I'll take my mind off it, relax, come back and go, okay, let me reassess.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So those kinds of things. But yeah, we haven't. I have no idea where I was going to go with my
conversation. So this is what happens. You were talking about we didn't have the help and support, so we've had to do it, learn ourselves. We were going into that kind of conversation where we've had to really figure this all out for ourselves.
And there's people out there who, number one, don't have that support.
Or maybe don't even have a partner who really is bothered, they're just happy with being the person
and that's
the
other thing. Sometimes you get so much lost in life that you don't even realize that, have you just been stuck being who you are and knowing what you know?
Yeah.
And the other thing I was going to say was, many times with Sarit and I, we always try to fit in with everyone, regardless. And it wasn't just, even if we knew that it was the kind of people we wanted to fit in with, it was just, you want to just belong. Because you felt like when I don't belong here, or I don't belong here, let me try to see if I belong here, if I can fit in here.
Yeah.
And then you carry on trying to make things work, only to see yourself and you're going, these ain't my people. But basically, what I was going for is the modeling. When you have people that you can see, you might see them on social media, or you might see celebs, or you might have family or good friends.
I think that's the only kind of people I've had to look up to, or model. Say, look at and think, I want to be like them. There's not been anyone around me that I know.
Yeah, and that's what was the point I was going to make. That if you can find people that you can model yourself around, you might go, okay, look, they're the same colour as us, or in the same country as us, or they have the same accent as us, or the same age as us, kind of thing, anything like that. You're sometimes going, we either like what they have, or we like how they are, or we like what they're doing. So, it's, and it's that kind of thing. We never had that. But now it's like, it's great. Like I said, we never looked at ourselves and say, oh God, how we are and what we are, it's something amazing.
I don't think we still do.
No.
And even when we get these messages, we're like...
when people send us those messages and they're going, you know what, my relationship wasn't like that. We were living like this, and now we've changed to be like this. I'm not saying just like us, but we've took this away from you guys.
It's so nice
we've taken that away, and we love... And it takes a lot. And it means a lot to us.
And I think what you were saying was the big part of it. People see us here now, but they don't see everything that we've had to carry and, chuck off our shoulders. And
this is what I'm trying to say. So if you have got a family and you have got people supporting you, and try to improve yourself or your relationships or life and stuff, don't take it for granted. Don't wait until I have my kids and the kids go, and then you could be in your 50s, you could be in your 60s, and all of a sudden you're going, what's our relationship? And then you're just going to be wishing and hoping that your kids are going to be coming back home, or your grandkids are coming. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, some people are happy to just be housewife, house husband, working outside, having kids, just being a parent, then want grandkids. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone's life and views of dream life, future is totally different.
Yeah.
But then there's many who, their kids will probably leave and, say, we don't want to get married. It's certainly in this day and age.
Yeah.
Or we're not getting married till we're 40. But now your child might be in their mid-20s, don't want to get married till they're 30 or 40 because they want a career or whatever. Again, fine. But then what are you guys doing with your life? Unless you've got siblings or close friends or family that you can keep yourself busy in. But what about your relationship at home?
There's always time to improve.
And have you got people around you that you can model your relationship on? That you go, hey, our communication might not be great, or we've been lost so much, or we never had that kind of time, or I don't know why those constant arguments or issues that sometimes people have. You're always like this, and I understand why you are like this with me all the time.
We have plenty of them.
Yeah, those kind of things. We have those, but then we also try to reflect of why we're having those.
Yeah.
Why are we triggered? We never used to do that.
That's only because we've grown so much, we've learned so much about that side of life and why, which we didn't know about. And many people still don't know about. They just get on, like you said, day in, day out, just, And I think if things were different, things happen for a reason. Whether it's your job, you lose your job or you lose people in your life or whatever it is, there's a reason for it, and it's you finding what that reason is. And I think for us, it was more so to do with growing individually together as well, and that's what's happened. Otherwise you're fixated on what everyone else is getting up to, what's going on, because there's so much going on and you're entertained. Or you're going now, even if I did have so many more people in my life than we have at the moment, I know what has benefited me, like having that time where we're always trying to think new ideas, grow, or something, improving ourselves. So if we were to have X, Y, and Z, more new friends or family, I know that time would be precious because I'm there for that specific reason, whatever it is. But still going away, there's having that time still to improving ourselves, because we didn't do none of that. We didn't do none of that. It was always just focus on what life is. Like you said,
and whenever bad things keep on happening, because many people say we didn't want these circumstances or what we're going through, you just more or less blame God most of the time. You just like going, oh my God, God's just got it in for us. I don't know why.
I remember we haven't got this. You used to say that so often.
And it's like, what have I done so bad that he hates me so much?
Yeah.
And it's like one challenge after another. Yeah. But
I think it's that. But the thing is, the challenges don't go away. If you think now,
they just kept on building up. And you're just going, whoa. You know what? How come? And it's not nice, but you're going, half the people, you know what? They've got family, they've got friends, they've got good jobs, or they got this, they got that. And I'm not fussed about, why are you also chucking this on me and that on me?
When I haven't got any of that.
And when I haven't got anyone to even lean on and get support from, that, or financial, or whatever it might be, that you're chucking all these extra stuff on me to go, that, hey, I ain't giving you this, but let me just give you this as well. But then, like I says, as you get on, you just more or less turn around and go, there's always a reason. There's always a lesson and something, the strength that he wants to give you.
Which you need. And that's the thing, even now, like we've got so many things that, are still in our life that could be better. A lot of things, we struggle with, that are, it's hard to accept and stuff. But it's about one big thing is I've
realised that before, both of us used to try to fit in quite a lot.
Yeah. No matter
felt
how.
like we wanted to belong. Why wouldn't you? Like you said about the village and the community. That's how we are as human beings. And you thinking, why am I excluded? Because it's like pain when you feel excluded.
Yeah.
And it's not always people deliberately said something to you or did something to you. So we're not saying anything like that. It's just sometimes you didn't fit in, but you was trying to fit in. But then you'll be like totally exhausted afterwards because you realize that that's not really me, but I've been trying to be this person just to feel accepted. And people pleasing is quite a lot.
And this is something you would never have realized.
You didn't know about you and I didn't know about me.
That the amount of occasions that we had and the amount of occasions have come and gone, and the following day would be you either trying to recover or just not knowing what the hell's going on.
Exactly. I don't know if other people feel like that. Do you know,
is
like
there ever
you
a
like
time that you go out and you have an amazing time, but you come back and obviously it's a different thing if you're drinking and you're partying and you're hangover the next day. Not that kind of thing.
But even times when I wasn't drinking, because there was times when I actually stopped drinking. So I wasn't drinking and I was still going, and I was like very much like entertaining and this, that and the other.
It's a people
and not only
pleasing.
that, it's like I do like to be like that. Like you see, I've been, but the thing is afterwards, it depends on these people that you're around and the other people that are there that you don't probably talk to or have anything. But when you would come back the next day, you would just feel, why am I so, depleted? Now it is like, this understanding of why I was feeling the way I was, or you was feeling the way you was. But now it's also, even up until now, because we didn't have, like family or friends in that sort of way. Like I said, other people might have that sport, so they can start new journeys and do different things, take those risks. We always had to be wary of those kind of things, because we thought if something screws up or we want to take that risk and it doesn't work, it's not just going to affect either me or you, it's going to affect the six of us. There's six of us, so our family, and then we can't go to anyone else asking for help and support. So But then, like I said, when
we're
I
just stuck in.
so you're stuck and you're thinking, let's
just
not.
So fear factor.
Exactly. So if people got that, you should always try other things and do things. But again, we never also looked at each other. It was like, these are your roles and responsibilities. These are mine. And we just looked at it like that. And we did do whatever we can for the kids. But even when the kids got older, again, we felt like we need to, again, this is our community. This is our village. This is our family with the kids. It's got to be a certain way. Or we expect it to be a certain way because, you know, they can see that we haven't got all this and that they'll be there, or we'll look at it in the sense that this is how it is in everyone else's homes. You know, like kids will go to university, they come back every weekend. That didn't happen for us as well. And that became a bit of a, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? You know what? Everyone else's kids are coming or calling ours aren't. And it was difficult to take because, again, it felt like cut off there or not part of this, cut off there, not part of that. Now all of a sudden, what the heck's going on here? This is all we've got. And now how do we deal with this? And so that has taken us. So I don't know if anyone else in those circumstances, they're living their own lives, doing their own things. But you look at yourself and going, oh my God, it ain't supposed to be like this. This is the only support network I've got, or this is the only family I've got. This is the only thing, you know. So we've had to readjust that thinking. And this is what we're trying to say about life is, it's not always going to be challenging, but it's not always going with the script that you imagine yourself as a child or growing up, or you see other people's families. Sometimes it doesn't go, like there's some people out there, like you said earlier, can lose a partner, a parent, or someone. That's not part of the script.
No.
But you've got to change. There's people out there who got in a relationship and they've been together for such a long time, they divorce or separate. That's not part of the script. It's not what they grew up thinking, you know, one day I'll be divorced or one day I'll lose my so-and-so. You don't think those things. You know that these things could happen. You know, everyone's going to lose someone, but you don't think like that or how you're going to feel. And no one can, you know, understand what other people are going through when they go through that. And you've got to find your own way. And that's what I'm trying to say.
And we've had to do that as well because it's not, that was quite hard as well, but you can't stay in that, you know, state of mind where you're feeling sorry for yourself because everyone else's children are coming home, blah, 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 or, you know, this didn't go the way we wanted it to go. We've had to come to terms with it and like, okay, well, that's what they want. We didn't think it was going to be like this. Right, let's move forward.
And that's where we're saying sometimes you need to model yourself on other people that you can be inspired by, because at the end of the day, all our life, even though we have a blueprint or idea of a blueprint, if I get the words out, or you have this like script that you think how it should be or how you expect life to be, when it doesn't go according to plan, it doesn't mean life has to be crap. You know, it doesn't have to be depressing. You don't. Yes, at that time you will feel like it is. Yes, at that time, like I said earlier, you could probably feel like God's against me. You know what the heck have I done to deserve this? But you need with life is to adjust your thinking, adjust the way that you know, be, and not take granted for the people who actually are there. And that's something that me and Street did. We basically had each other all the time, but we focused on either chasing or improving relationships with everyone, not just saying parents, siblings, friends, and also our children, instead of each other and ourselves. And that,
I think that's what we are.
And we've always put ourselves down quite a lot, regardless of anything. And I'm sure the people can relate to that.
You're only saying that because we were having this discussion on our walk the other day, that it's so weird that we feel this way. We've been like this about ourselves, you know, like it's only been a year or something that I've learned why I wasn't confident or why I didn't, like, you know, when you say something about me and I'll have to go and check in the mirror again twice. I only learned that recently, a year, and I see the big improvements. But all this time, both of us putting ourselves on, like you said, we didn't see that side of us. But when we get these messages that come in, and then people speak so highly of us, or they ask for advice, or they want to one-to-one with us and stuff, it's just like, what?
Yeah.
And you know,
It's still like that. We do still feel like that.
Yeah.
You know, and then when we talk to people, it's not, we don't talk to them like...
I have to have a reality check with you, because you got no one. I'm like, dude, you do know your stuff. The people are coming to you for a reason, and you do the same with me.
Yeah, and we have to say to each other, not only that, it's just that, again, it's that feeling of... And when we do talk to people, we talk to them more like if we were going to be talking to them as friends. Obviously, giving the advice and, you know, whatever required, but we don't talk to them like, oh my god, these people are clients, and we're going to be all like, give them and talk to them in the sense that, do blah 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 blah,
I think,
blah 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 blah, in this sort of way, you know what I mean?
Do you see how it's built us as well? Like, obviously we've had to go through all of these things, and people reach out to us, and it's obviously we had to learn them all, build, you know, where we up until where we are now. Even that, still having self-doubt, still putting ourselves down. This is what's made us look at ourselves now and say, well, it can't be that bad. If anything, people are reaching out to you all this time. You've been feeling this way towards yourself. Then this should just show you you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't need to hear off anyone else. People are reaching out to you.
Yeah.
The confidence should grow.
And I think that's the same thing with all you guys as well. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, there's several things that we obviously covered here. Number one, if you have got, like, you know, family and people, then take those risks, right? And do the stuff that you've never, or you thought of doing, but you never did. Number two is sometimes if you've got family and friends, which is great, but you can also be distracted on your own personal self-growth and also your relationship with your partner. Yeah. Because you're doing all these other things, could be looking after your kids, like I said, bills, family, whatever, that you only when either the kids go away or parents are no longer around or whatever it might be, it is part of life, so I'm not saying anything bad. But, you know, if that happens, then all of a sudden you're going, what's our relationship? You could be living with somebody about 20, 30 years and hardly know what they like, what they love to do, and who they are and who I am, or they don't know.
Do you know what I've seen a lot when those circumstances happen, when either, you know, parents, loved ones pass on and stuff, those people who didn't have that relationship, you know what they end up doing? And like, I've seen it, is going back to people that they're no longer used to talk to. They've had arguments with, or whatever else not. They've not spoken for so many years. It's like, again, bringing those people back into lives. Again, focusing on other stuff.
It's familiar, isn't it? And not only that, it was where once it was part of their life. Yeah. So it's like getting
instead of like,
else.
okay, things have
changed.
How
can we work and improve this?
Yeah. They bring back the old people that they didn't have or wouldn't have in their lives.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And so you don't understand sometimes. It's also, you know, when you're around people, depending on, like I said, Srit and I, we can only sort of look up to our parents, what their communication was like with each other, what their relationships were like. And then you sort of implement that and you bring that, you know, only even now, we'll go into this in the next podcast or another podcast, that sometimes how you behave in your relationship, certainly when early on, and you're not, what was I going to say? How can you say? You're not sort of mature as an adult. What's that word? I'm like, I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't.
You're not mature. You're only picking up the things that you've learned from the people you're around.
You're not emotionally intelligent either. Yeah. So what you're doing is you're just implementing what you've seen and you bring that to the table. But you just acting on autopilot. Yeah. So sometimes you don't even know how your relationship is, or the arguments you have, or the way that you talk or communicate, how that affects your children, up until probably, many people never would figure it out, but many people do, and they do regret, and we've had to learn those kind of things as well. And, things are totally different to how things were when our daughters were younger to how they are now with our son who's young, you know what I mean? And it's that, again, the journey. But many people, again, it's because those were the people that we had as our models, right? For relationships. And you're just thinking, okay, this is how it is. I know people will say you've got a bit of common sense in there that, you're supposed to be loving and caring, but you don't know how to deal with situations. You don't know how, and you don't even,
Especially if you come from a broken family.
Yeah. So it is that thing of, if you've got people, even if it is someone like us guys, that you look at and you're going, you know what? I don't mind being a bit more like Stevie K or what he does, or a bit more like Street, or like how they talk. Because again, we're not talking like, professional, do this, do this, do this. You can see sometimes we're joking, we go off tangent, we're just us, right? But have people around you, even if they are friends and family, that you look up to and you're going, I love what they do. Even if it isn't just about their relationship, I love how they parent their kids. Or I love their relationship with their parents. I love how enthusiastic they are about their work. Yeah, you could take something away from those people. You could get that energy and you bring it. It improves your life. Am I right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, for us too, it's always been, I've got to encourage and support or try to tell you, snap out of that, you've got to go there, and you more or less have to do quite a lot more with me.
Yeah, because
I believe in you, I trust in you, you've got to be like this.
We've
Stop
had each
being
other's back.
instead of, a mate going, Steve, you don't know how lucky you are. You've got this, you got that, you're doing this. And I'm there looking like going, what the heck have I got? And someone going, but you got this. Be grateful. And even now it's more like we're looking at it and going, you know what, we're grateful we got each other.
Yeah.
You know?
You are great. We should be grateful.
We should be grateful.
Where we are.
And the other thing that we were going to say, and this is what...
if you imagine, sorry, go on. I was going to say, imagine, think about it when you were younger. Was there one person that you could think of in your household, in your, closest family net or friends, or even friends, parents that you can think, you know what, I want to be like that. That's just amazing. Everything they've got.
No.
But how have we become what we have? By learning and growing ourselves together. We haven't had that. There's no, a model that we've looked at and thought, I want to be just like them.
Yeah.
We've not had the upbringing, that has been great, that we've had to, what you said at the very beginning, even up until God knows how long, that when we were communicating, it was so bad that we wouldn't speak for days.
Yeah.
And that's what we've learned.
Speak.
We'll learn from our own.
Now it wouldn't be the case.
People around us.
And
didn't know anything better.
So it's more or less like saying. Also, I think the bigger picture you got to ask is, and if you guys are in a relationship, especially, ask this question at the end of the day. And this is what I sort of learned a couple of weeks ago when Sweet was unwell. What would life be like if that person was no longer there, as in your partner? If you turn around and you're going, oh God, life will be fine as you get on with normal, then clearly there's something not right in that relationship. You know what I mean? If you're like going, we haven't really got a relationship, we're just together for the kids. Again, you got to ask your question, is that the right reason to be together? Because honestly, I don't think it is.
No.
It don't make, who are you pretending? You live in a lie the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And you've not even got a relationship or closeness to someone that you're supposed to be close to.
Yeah.
So you might as well find someone that you are. Just leave it. You're not doing nothing for your kids' sake. That isn't, the kids are going to move on. They're going to have their relationships. And then you're going to be painting that lie again with whoever they're going to marry and whoever else comes into their life. It's going to be continuous. And are you really going to be upset when that person died? Are you going to turn around and say, she was still a good mom, she looked after the kids will surely miss her? Fantastic. Do you know?
Yeah.
But so you got to ask yourself, and if you think, and you can clearly say, oh damn, you know what, I would miss my partner, then if that is the case, then make sure you build that relationship, improve on it, make it better now, not until then. And you're going, oh God, how my circumstances, how my life would change if that person... I mean, sometimes we think that about parents, siblings, kids, whatever it might be, but we don't always think that, what if my partner wasn't here tomorrow, then, but yet all of us, most people love romantic movies and stuff like that and go, wow, look at that. They clearly probably love each other, So it's that kind of thing. Sometimes you just need to sort of like open your eyes and look at that. But anyway, I think we covered loads.
Yeah, that same subject. I think it would be nice to go into detail more in the next podcast as well, like the next one we do, because I think like this is long enough already. But there's so much I'm thinking about whilst I'm sitting here right now that I could speak about.
Yeah.
In that sense.
And I think this is the thing, guys. Like I said, when you cover our thing is, it hasn't just been improving our sort of marriage or our love life or relationships, how we respect ourselves. Boundaries that we started creating, which we didn't even know. We were people pleasers. Many people are like that. It's about understanding yourself. But again, it's not just been the journey of the two of us. It's individually as well. It's not Sweet just doing things for me and me just doing things for her, which is what we probably thought our job was back before.
Yeah.
But now it's also got me saying, okay, you need to do that for you. This is going to help you. I need to do this for me, regardless of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's those kind of things. So it's growing, not as just a couple, but there could be people out here who are not in a relationship that, or had a partner who's not in their life anymore, that you can also still need to improve and grow. Like be aware.
Yeah.
Why am I feeling the way I am? Why do sometimes I feel like life sucks?
Yeah.
Why am I missing such and such a way, or wish that things were like that? Can I still make or improve life or do things regardless of the way life is?
Yeah.
The cards that have been dealt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so it's like, yeah.
No,
Sreed's like in a million. Shall I tell you where it is
I
now?
really am.
This is what I'm going to tell you right now. See, this is how I'm to know. Sreed's listening to me, but her mind is on a million things that she wants to talk about and discuss and can't wait. But she knows it's going to be no point of doing it here.
The thing is, you're saying all of this, but the thing is, things you wouldn't even know about, would have probably a circumstance has never happened before that could trigger you. And I'm thinking, while you're talking, I'm thinking about something that had happened with you. And if that didn't happen, you wouldn't have known what you've been carrying all these years or why you behaved in that certain way.
See, I'm not going to talk about this now, but even in my head is like, I'm curious, like, what part was that? Because there must have been so many triggers I've gone through.
It was,
that,
but
made me self.
In a way, as much as it was so hard and everyone was like, it affected kind
of. Is that
everyone.
When you went away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something you wouldn't have known.
No.
Why?
Something, yeah.
So look, I'm in a way, like I was so unhappy about it all happening, but I'm happy it did because you've really learned a lot of what you've been through.
Yeah.
And why that happened.
We're not going to go into this one because it is quite deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, even that, when something really serious or bad happens, you don't know what's happening at that time. But again, it's that thing of, can you learn from it?
Yeah.
Can you understand it?
Yeah.
What is the message? Because you're carrying happening, and it was carrying happening until this one time.
This last time.
And then it just went.
Yeah.
After that. And that's what sometimes life is. It's that thing they sometimes say, life keeps happening to teach you a lesson until you finally learn it.
The lesson.
And most of the time we ignore it and we're not looking at it. What it's trying to teach us, or what it's trying to teach us about ourselves.
That's it. You need to understand about yourself to move forward for this not to keep happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you see, guys, there's so much that we'd like to talk about and discuss. Do share with us things that, either you're going through or things that you wish that we would talk about a bit more, open up about. It's not something we could do in all one,
and also,
big massive video.
Remember that life, when you look out at other people, content creators, whatever, other people on social media, it's not what they always, show you, paint out to be, this whole, rosy, life that they've got together as a couple. It is, like Steve said at the very beginning, it's really working on it. Yes, it is great at the beginning when you're with your partner because it's all new. It's all, you're getting to know each other. It's all fun. It's all whatever. But from the journey, it's like the journey that you travel, the things that you learn on the way, the difficult times, the struggles and everything else. And when you're still together and you're still strong and you look back at, where you've been and where it's, the thing is, if none of those things would have happened, people look into us, that you were saying, and think, oh, we've got it all. No, we haven't. We've had to go through all these stages of our life to be where we are today, because I don't think we were strong enough. I don't think we, believed or had, like you said, all the things that we had to learn, the boundaries, the self-discovery, all those things that we didn't know about ourselves, so many things. It's like, it is a journey. Mm-hmm. It is a journey. And that's the whole thing about life itself as well, is the growth and understanding and coming out on the other side stronger. It's not all like...
And it never ends, guys.
No.
You continuously, as life keeps on going, you got to keep growing. Yeah. You got to keep moving.
You got to keep encouraging yourself and each other as well. Like we have so many things that's still challenging up until this day that we have to sit there and say, you know what? Okay, just let it be. Yeah. Every day, like it's a. Yeah.
But at the same time, we're also going, there's people out there who either have gone through what we have or haven't gone through what we have.
Yeah.
But maybe we can connect and give what we wish we had whilst we were going through what we were. And also when we were going through what we were and dealing with the stuff, there was no social media. So it wasn't like something we could turn and listen to someone's podcast or video or something like internet. None of that was there. So and nothing in books would have been anything similar. We wouldn't even know what books to get at that time. And there was no one that you can talk to. So if you can imagine, we didn't have any of that. That we can just go, okay, we haven't got this. 30s. Yeah, we haven't got a family. Or we haven't got friends to look up to and ask advice, but therefore let's go and check on social media. Let's get on the internet and search these answers. There was nothing. I think it was round about when our kids were more or less about 9, 10 or whatever, or 8, when the Facebook and stuff started coming and things like that. And it's that.
But even with mental health itself and development growth,
being aware of that came after as well. But anyway, like I said, guys, anything else you want to say? Sorry. Because we can go on, can't we, once we get going?
Yeah, we didn't really discuss how our week's been, but oh well.
Yeah, see, we did say, well, how's your week been? How's your week been?
No, hold on. You tell me, your last week was shitty. I'm feeling a lot better.
My week's been fine this week. I mean, I had one crappy day where I didn't sleep well. Even that's something I realised myself. If I don't sleep well, I don't eat well. Trust me, my drive and energy is not the same. If I get a good 8 hours sleep, quality sleep, 7 hours at least, I tell you, Asri, I am go.
Yeah.
Right from the morning to whenever I could get the amount of stuff I can get done.
Yeah. So and, it's
and again,
learning
it's just,
and growing each and every time. With me, I think from my week, if I look back and think the only bad week that I had was the same bad day as you, because I couldn't sleep that day as well. And my reason for that was because I just didn't switch off. I was talking about stuff and working up until a certain point. So from now on, that is something I'm not going to do. There's got to be a drawing
it's
line
another
where
thing,
you
guys, that we've still see. Can you see that how we're learning? This week we've decided that if you can want to take this away with you, when it comes to about 7 o'clock, after 7 o'clock, number one, don't talk about issues and problems. Number two, let's not talk about work. Unless it's something really pressing or there's an emergency or something like that, right? Okay, those things. I mean, if there's work that needs doing and it's part of a sponsorship or a project that we're doing and we've got no choice, then that's fine. But when it's like our normal routine day-to-day work, after 7 o'clock, let's have a cut-off. Let's start winding down and, thinking about the, switching off kind of thing. Having time to ourselves, doing things that we enjoy. Re-energizing so the next day we can get going.
I don't know, we watch a fair few movies within the week and it's been fun.
And trust me, what it does is, if you talk about issues and problems, or kids, and if they call you up and they say something and you're worried about something, whatever it might be. So if you talk about that kind of stuff, or you talk about work-related stuff, you find out when you're trying to sleep, your mind is working on, again, even when you're sleeping, it's continuously working. And even that drains the heck out of you the next day. So that's what we've sort of
figured out this week.
After all this time. Okay.
Yeah.
You just get a habit of it, or you see social media, you see someone on Instagram doing something or say something that goes in your head, and then you discuss it, and then it becomes something more.
Yeah.
And you start overthinking or, maybe comparing or whatever it might be, We're human at the end of the day. We do those kind of things. But anyway, that was the end of the podcast, guys, or that is the end of the podcast. Do let us know which part, sort of like connected, relatable, or anything else that you guys think that we should talk about, and or just direct message us if you can or want to as well, just like everyone else does. And and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
See you.
Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.